this year was here at the start of the season, and it is here now. There's 21 points to play for, and fundamentally this group, in terms of us fighting every game now, in terms of us trying to gain points to see where we can get, that's exactly it now. Regarding the pressure and the situation we're in, it's clearly there, and we can't deny that, and we totally understand that.
Lewis will be suspended for 2 games, and that means the opportunities for others, and that's what football is about. It's about working hard, it's about accepting role in the right moment. You need to be there, and who can solve it on the pitch and beside the pitch. Regarding me, we already had a situation against Brentford where my assistant teams or my staff made it
unbelievable run. Where are you on the title race now?
Listen, there's still a healthy buffer. Man City still have to go to Chelsea tomorrow.
It's in both their hands though now, isn't it? That's the point.
It is, yeah.
You know, the game between them,
yeah,
they both win every game. Well, they end up on the same points.
The way it's going at the moment, you wouldn't see anything other than a Man City victory in that game at the Etihad. What we saw on our monitors there in that Arsenal display, I saw an incredibly well-oiled machine in terms of Bournemouth. Really good defensively. You could see what they were trying to do. In Arsenal, they've been so solid all season, miserly, not conceding goals. In that performance today, there was holes all over the pitch. They looked disjointed. The pitch looked massive as soon as Bournemouth got the ball because they were always out of shape, Arsenal, and they just looked like they were playing off the cuff. Now that is a sign of nerves. It really is. It doesn't matter what the buffer is. They know City are in top form at this moment in time, and they're wobbling. They've been there before and not got over the line, and it's human nature to say, do you know what? We got enough. We'll creep over the line. It don't happen like that. It really does. And that performance today looked like a mid-table team.
Given the way the season has gone, I can't believe I'm about to ask this question. Given the way the season has gone and how they've looked big favourites to win the Premier League for an awful lot of it, would it be a failure for Arsenal? I think you're smiling because I think you know this might be a ridiculous question. If they didn't win the Premier League but did win the Champions League? A mad question, because how can you possibly ask that if you win the Champions League? But because it's been all about the Premier League for years now, and it's been all about don't crack, etc., etc. Or is almost any trophy the point at which Arsenal go, okay, we can be winners? It helps for next season.
Listen, the Champions League is the creme de la creme, isn't it? The Premier League is shown by the fact that they've gone away to Sporting Lisbon and won and kept a clean sheet. That shows you how strong the Premier League is. The way they're playing in a minute, as an Arsenal fan, you'd have to take that as a positive. 9-point gap, the 2 games in hand for Manchester City, 1 against Arsenal. Listen, this is 9 points is a lot to the wire for the simple fact of the way Arsenal are performing.
I just want to point something out, by the way, from a brilliant article that the BBC have put out. I don't mind crediting them; they deserve it. April, Man City under Pep Guardiola, 79% win rate over his time at the club. That is his best month. game on its way on Premier League Live.
Showcase, your one-stop shop for every goal in the Premier League this season when there are concurrent games coming from the world's most exciting league. I'm Tom Rennie with you for the next 3 hours where we have two
had that spell, of course, at Feyenoord before making the move to Brighton on a permanent transfer. In the air, goalkeeper comes out and manages to claim. And it is still goalless between Burnley and Brighton in this Premier League encounter here on Flash Score. looking to bring the ball forward as they attack the Brighton goal. 22 minutes played here on Flash Score. It is Burnley 0, Brighton 0. And a chat opportunity now for the Clarets as they look to bring the ball forward. Still yet to find that opening goal between these two. But as mentioned, Burnley have had the ball in the back of the Brighton net. It was Jadon Anthony with the goal, which was ruled out for an offside. VAR coming to Brighton's rescue in the end. Now, the ball heading out of play for what will be a Burnley goal kick. But Brighton nearly with an opportunity, which drifts wide of the target. 25 minutes on the clock. Goal kick now to Burnley. Martin Dubravka to take it. Question is, was there a hand used inside the area? Of course, it is being checked by VAR. Looks as though it has been cleared. Martin Dubravka feeling the effects of that coming together, so it will be a goal kick though to Burnley, and Dubravka sends the ball long downfield, deep into the Brighton half. 25 and a half minutes on the clock. Ball is headed down at the back there by Van Hecker for Brighton. He looks to help his team come forward on the front foot, but the ball drifts out of play for what will be a throw into Burnley on this near side. Bashir Humphreys to take it. Humphreys with the ball in hand, looking for options. Plays it down the right hand side. Ball is won back now by Humphreys again, and this time it's Fiorentino Luis who wins it back for the Clarets. An opportunity now for Burnley as they come forward, but it's intercepted by Ayari, who fires it into the Burnley half of the field. But it's won back now by Hartman. He can start an attack for Burnley. He's done rather well here. Quildishi Hartman looking to get the ball in, and this time it comes off a Brighton body, drifts out of play for what will be a corner on that far hand side of the field. Will be taken from the left hand side to the right of the Brighton 18-yard box. But it was a nice run by Hartman, who then picked out Estev, and Estev's ball in comes back off a Brighton body and goes out of play for a corner. So an opportunity from this set piece. Defending to do here for Brighton as we approach the 27-minute mark at Turf Moor. Still goalless between these two sides. An opportunity for Ward-Prowse from this set piece, who will swing the ball in. The player on loan from West Ham United, and he swings it in and it's cleared away downfield in the end by Brighton. There's nobody there in the blue and white, and now Burnley have the ball and look to bring it forward themselves. Bashir Humphreys down this near side, gets the ball now from Marcus Edwards, the former Sporting Lisbon winger. Now back to Humphreys again, collected inside the Burnley half by Quildishi Hartman. Now space for Ward-Prowse. Back to Hartman again. This time he chips the ball forward, but it's kept alive eventually. And now an opportunity once again as Burnley look to come forward. And an opportunity once more. Chance now as Ugachukwu recycles it. Now Humphreys again. Ball is whipped in, headed away at the back though by Brighton, who now have it again and look to come forward. Opportunity once more, but the ball is won back by Burnley, who have it with Marcus Edwards on this near side, bearing down on the Brighton goal down the Burnley right flank. Now space for Humphreys, thought about crossing it, instead Ward-Prowse plays it in from the right hand side, and it's chested back rather neatly to Bart Verbruggen from Mats Weifer. And it's into the gloves of the Dutchman, wearing all yellow today, Bart Verbruggen. places the ball down on the turf and then plays it out from the back to the Brighton defender Boscagli. Lewis Dunk suspended this afternoon, hence Olivier Boscagli getting the nod, the Frenchman. Boscagli plays it all the way back now to Bart Verbruggen. Space now for Van Hecker, approaching the opening half an hour at Turf Moor. Burnley 0, Brighton 0. Ayari out to the right-hand side. Back to Van Hecker it goes. Now space for Bart Verbruggen. He plays it out to Boscagli out to his left-hand side. Back to the Frenchman again. Now space for Bart Verbruggen. Into the feet of Gross, who's come forward to collect it. And now Brighton have it again. Ball played over the top. An opportunity for the Seagulls perhaps here. But this time, ball is won back by Burnley. And this time Diego Gomez has gone down. It will be a free kick in the end to Brighton. The referee took his time to blow his whistle, Thomas Bramall, but eventually awards the free kick. It was a free kick which has been awarded for a foul on Diego Gomez. Maxime Esteve it was who was looking to win the ball back, but he didn't win the ball cleanly. And a yellow card has been brandished to the Burnley skipper, who's pleading his innocence to the official, but a yellow card has been shown in his way. So we are in the opening half an hour now at Turf Moor, and Burnley have defending to do here. A four-man wall. Brighton get themselves a free kick. So an opportunity now opportunity for Brighton, and a chance at this set piece. So an opportunity now for Brighton, who will look to test Martin Dubravka in the Burnley goal. Chance perhaps for Yakuba Minter here. There is a four-man Burnley wall and draft excluder. So a chance now. Ball will be fired towards goal. A chance for Pascal Gross, who leaves it, and Yakuba Minter drives it across, and this time it falls into the gloves of Martin Dubravka in the end, who will look to send the ball downfield. Ball played up in the air, and now Burnley look to win it back. Yakuba Minter for Brighton. Ball breaks kindly to Fiorentino Luis, the former Benfica midfielder. Now a chance once again, but the ball recycled all the way back to Bart Verbruggen. 33 minutes on the clock. Burnley 0, Brighton 0. Boscagli collects it from his goalkeeper. Now a chance for Bart Verbruggen. Collected now by Pascal Gross in the centre circle, looking for options. Chance now for the ball to be played forward. And this time it's won by Esteve, who can fire it away. Downfield it goes. Now an opportunity perhaps for Brighton. This time the ball played all the way back. Headed downfield, and Brighton win it back once again. Into the feet it goes of Martin Dubravka. Now an opportunity once more, and this time it drifts out over on that far hand side, so an opportunity now from the throw in. Andrew Crofts over there, the Brighton assistant, just delivering a few instructions to his players. The stand-in Brighton manager this afternoon, Fabian Herzl, watching on from the stands. Now an opportunity for Pascal Gross on this near side inside the Burnley half. Lays the ball out to Yakuba Minter, who then plays it back to the German Pascal Gross, who delivers the ball across. And this time, defending to do here for Burnley. Yakuba Minter bearing down on it. He manages to keep it alive, does he? No, says Thomas Bramall. The ball drifting out of play for a goal kick with just 10 minutes remaining in this first half. And it's still Burnley 0. Brighton and Hove Albion 0. Ball was played across by Pascal Gross and not kept alive in the end by Yakuba Minter. But neither team able to break the deadlock so far. James Milner watching on as well this afternoon. Not involved due to a slight knock, suspected knock. And now the ball played out from the back, and an opportunity for Brighton as they look to push forward in search of that opener inside the Burnley half. Ball is given away, though rather cheaply, by Hinchelwood, and now Burnley have it down their left flank, and they look to come forward over halfway inside the Brighton half. The ball is played out to the right into the feet of Marcus Edwards. Now space for Esteve. He joins in the attack, but this time the referee has blown his whistle because Hinchelwood has gone down holding his head, and Scott Parker is unhappy that the referee has blown his whistle, but that is the protocol. Burnley were advancing into the final third, and that is what Scott Parker is just mentioning to the fourth official on this near side. The ball, of course, will be given back though to Burnley. Pascal Gross having a word with Thomas Bramall, Esteve and Ekdal both joining in those conversations. But Jack Hinchelwood went down and is now back to his feet. But Scott Parker unhappy at that decision. As we approach the latter stages of this first half, still no goals between Burnley and Brighton and Hove Albion. Fabian Herzl are watching on. He'll be in that dressing room at half-time, delivering some instructions to his players as he looks to help them take the lead. Still no goals between Burnley and Brighton. "38 minutes on the clock." Brighton come forward on the attack, approaching the Burnley box. Now Yakuba Minter drills it across and now cleared away at the back by Estev. But back come Brighton again. 38.5 minutes on the clock. Space now for Hinchelwood. He can bring it forward for Brighton. Approaching the final 5 minutes in this first half. Now space for Van Hecker. Still Van Hecker. Out to the left-hand side it goes. Now Buscagli into the feet of Yakuba Minter. Yakuba Minter it was with the ball. Played it across and this time Martin Dubravka sends the ball downfield. Long ball forward and this time headed up in the air. Chance. Now for Brighton, who look to play the ball downfield, but it's played all the way back in the end. And out of play it goes for what will be a throw-in, quickly taken, but the offside flag has been raised. So into the final 5 minutes at Turf Moor. The ball played forward now. Brighton have it inside their half of the field. All the way back it goes. Now a chance down that right flank and an opportunity perhaps here for Brighton, but Burnley managed to clear it away through Quildishi Hartman. And then it's fired downfield. Won back again by Brighton. Now a chance for Yakuba Minter again. Breaks kindly to Danny Welbeck. He can bring it forward, the 35-year-old. Inside the area it goes. Burnley have defending to do here. Welbeck goes down in the area. Referee not interested. Danny Welbeck believes he was brought down. And turns and faces Thomas Bramall, just asking the question to the referee. Of course, it will be checked by VAR, but Welbeck is helped up by Martin Dubravka. It was Ekval, the player who he was up against. It didn't look much to be in that involved in that challenge. And the VAR has had a quick check and deems no penalty. So it will be a goal kick to Burnley, which Dubravka will take and fire downfield. So the ball played long by Dubravka. And now a chance for Brighton. Van Hecker takes it, plays it out to the left-hand side. Space now for Kadioglu. Kadioglu plays it into the feet of Buscagli. Now a chance for Van Hecker. Now an opportunity again for Brighton, looking to break the deadlock at the end of this first half. Now a chance for Hinchelwood. All the way back it goes into the feet of Van Hecker. Now Buscagli inside the Burnley half. Back to Van Hecker. Van Hecker now plays it over to the right-hand side. Now an opportunity for Brighton as the ball is played across, and this time Fiorentino looks to get it away for Burnley. But Brighton have it again, and now they come forward again. The momentum with the Seagulls. Down the left-hand side it goes. Yakuba Minter plays the ball across, and it's fired in by Kadioglu, and an opportunity, and the first goal is a Brighton goal. A well-worked move, and Matt Wyfer gives Brighton the lead on the stroke of half-time. It was a wonderful ball across into the feet of Matt Wyfer, the former Feyenoord man, and he just picked his spot and steered the ball home beyond Martin Dubravka, and he gives Fabian Herzl's men the lead at Turf Moor. It is Burnley 0, Brighton 1. It was a lovely ball play forward down the Brighton left. Yakuba Minter slipped the ball into the feet of Pascal Gross, who drilled it across from the left and picked out the unmarked Matt Wyfer, who just steered the ball home low into the back of the Burnley nets. So 2 minutes left to play of normal time in this first half. Burnley 0, Brighton 1. Matt Wyfer with the goal. What separates the two teams ahead of the break? Nothing Martin Dubravka could do about that. Delight for Fabian Herzl and Andrew Crofts, the stand-in manager for this afternoon's encounter. And now Burnley have it all to do. Wildishy Hartman, all the way back it goes to Martin Dubravka. Out to Ekdal, who fires the ball forward, looking to pick out Zian Fleming. Now a chance for Marcus Edwards. This is Zian Fleming. Fleming looks to play the ball across, and it comes off a Brighton body, and Kadioglu drifts out for a corner. So an opportunity at the other end now from this set piece for Burnley as we approach the final few seconds in this first half. Luka Chukwu takes his place inside the Brighton 18-yard area. James Ward-Prowse it is who will whip this ball in from down the Burnley right to the left of that Brighton 18-yard area. It is the fourth corner, in fact, for Burnley. So an opportunity for Ward-Prowse as he looks to send this ball in. Ball is played across. This time it's headed away, comes out on the edge of the area, and this time it's fired wide and off target in the end by Fiorentino Luis, and there will be 4 additional minutes at the end of this first half. Plenty of work to do for Scott Parker at half-time. But it is Burnley 0, Brighton 1. Ball is played out to the right-hand side, into the feet of Bart Verbruggen from Olivier Boscagli.